Well, Arsenal's gone ahead to submit the Viktor Gyökeres first bid, and by the time I uploaded that third video on this channel, that story was in, that Arsenal had gone ahead to obviously make a submission of their first official proposal to Sporting Lisbon to sign Viktor Gyökeres. Welcome to this channel. Smash the like button, comment and share. Thomas Frank has been named the manager of Tottenham Hotspur, and then we're having a big story of another player, Florian Wirtz, coming through to the Premier League. Smash the like button, comment and share. Guys, continue to subscribe because we want to hit 30,000 subscribers. And with the transfer news coming in through thick and fast, this is really gonna be very important to note. So it's a Thursday and tomorrow is gonna be a Friday. So we are into the story of Viktor Gyökeres, and the second video of the day, I told you that Arsenal are really preparing the opening proposal for Viktor Gyökeres. And guess what? We are having sources from Portugal reporting these stories, and no tier 1 journalist in UK, Italy, or Fabrizio Romano or David Austin in Europe is talking about this. But all I understand is that Record Portugal was the first to tell us this story, that Arsenal have submitted the first concrete offer for Viktor Gyökeres to Sporting Lisbon. All these are really Portugal sources. Then Mais Football came up and told us that in the last hours, Arsenal have made the first formal bid to sign Viktor Gyökeres. The offer was below 60 million euros, which was rejected by Sporting Lisbon, meaning that Arsenal's bid was rejected. The first bid has been rejected. Then he added and said the best fee Arsenal have proposed to Sporting Lisbon was below 60 million euros, but was above the number with bonuses etc. Sporting value Viktor Gyökeres for 80 million euros, that is 68 million pounds. Talks will continue. Now, the bid was in, but it got rejected. That's what you should know. It was put in, but it was rejected immediately by Sporting Lisbon. As the president said, that won't really count, and they're waiting in for an 80 million euro bid. That's what they're really looking in for, and I think it's a 68 million pounds. And I think, unless otherwise, Arsenal feels like 68 million pounds is really a lot, but you can spend it on Viktor Gyökeres because Kai Havertz came in through, is it for 71? Declan Rice was signed for Declan Rice was signed for 105, so I think Arsenal can go ahead and obviously execute this deal. But I think stands, looks like Arsenal moving hard for Viktor Gyökeres, but we all know to it that they will go in for the second one. And I know one of the stories you're going to be doing tomorrow is that Arsenal preparing a second bid in there for you, and they want to obviously get it done. And looks like it was intentional for them not to sign a player in the first mini transfer window, and they're like, when this one really opens, then you'll obviously go in and really sign. They have their own reasons, and I don't know why, but I know they have their own reasons. But for Viktor Gyökeres, first bid in, it has been rejected, and Arsenal are really gonna do the needful to obviously getting the player, meaning that the president said last summer no bid came in for Viktor Gyökeres. This time around, the bids are in. So we want to obviously see how things are really going to be prevailing, and his agent is working hard to see to it that this deal comes to an end. And the big question is, what is Manchester United all about? Are they also gonna really submit? Because if you are Sporting Lisbon, you'd love to see more than one team fighting for a player like Viktor Gyökeres, because if another team doesn't come in through, then they'll have nothing to do. But I know he's expecting other teams to come in through, because we've been told that United and Juventus are also interested in this player. I also heard that Napoli are also interested in this player. So we just can't wait to see who is going to be playing what and where. But all in all, it's all about the biggest bid of all time. in the game. Arsenal is pushing hard for this. First bid has been rejected, but we know they are cooking to obviously put in another one. Now, Thomas Frank has been named the manager of Tottenham Hotspur, and the statement went ahead to read. We are delighted to announce the appointment of Thomas Frank as our new head coach on a contract that runs until 2028. Thomas Frank has extensive experience in the Premier League in English football, having joined Bournemouth in 2016 since becoming one of the longest-serving current managers in the Premier League. During his time at Brentford, he transformed the club, moving them up from the Championship to established Premier League side, consistently and significantly outperforming expectations from an extended period of time. In Thomas Frank, Spurs appointing one of the most progressive and innovative managers within the game. He has a proven track record in player and squad development, and we look forward to him leading the team as we prepare for the season ahead. Thomas will be joined from Brentford by Justin Rokani, first team coach, then Chris Hanslam, head of performance and first team assistant coach, and Joe Newest, first team coach analyst, with Andreas Garson, first team assistant, arriving from Manchester United. So, as I told you that it's something that is obviously going to be happening, the guy has obviously been unveiled and announced as the new coach of Spurs. And remember where he's coming in from. Scott Parker is being looked at. And we don't know whether Ange Postecoglou is going to be managing next. That is it. So that's all about Thomas Frank. And now Spurs will also enter the market. That is it. Now, I think 2 days ago, I think it was on Tuesday, Fabrizio Romano came up and obviously told us that exclusive Florian Wirtz to Liverpool. Here we go. Liverpool verbally agreed deal in principle with Bayer Leverkusen for package reaching 150 million euros, add-ons included. Player side already agreed 2 weeks ago, with move now imminent. Wirtz set for medical and contract signing. Now, this looks like something ridiculous, but this is where football's gonna hate to go. Florian Wirtz, 150 million euros in there. And finally, Bayer Leverkusen have gone ahead, obviously getting the money they want. And I think for him, this is a pure profit, because when you look at Florian Wirtz, let me check his Wikipedia in here for you and see what's it really stating, because we need to know where has he always come from. From 2010 to 2020, he was at FC Cologne, and in 2020, that's where they got him from. And he was born in 2003. That means he's 22 years of age. And if he came in here 2020, that means he came in through at the age of 17. I think he's being regarded as a home-based player. And this goes in as what we call pure profit. I tell you, pure profit. Oh my God. So if they're getting it for 150 million euros, then my man Erik ten Hag will have a huge budget to spend onto who he brings in through at the club of Bayer Leverkusen, a whole lot. But that's what football is. So Florian Wirtz to Liverpool, here we go. And Liverpool is like, we've brought in Frimpong, they're going in for Kakezi, and they also have a player known as Florian Wirtz, who is set to undergo his medical. So, your thoughts onto Arsenal first Gyökeres bid rejected by Sporting Lisbon are welcome in the comment section below. Then Thomas Frank named Spurs manager officially. It's official, though we anticipated it. After here we goes, we are really mad. And what do you make about a player called? What do you make about a player called Florian Wirtz coming to Liverpool for that astronomical fee? Good night. I think We'll do another story in the morning. I've gone ahead to do 4 stories today. Bye-bye.